Hello, welcome everyone. I'm Ravi Gupta. I am editor-in-chief of a magazine called eGov. eGov is India's and Asia's first and the only magazine on e-governance for last 16 years. And we at eGov magazine have been covering the various innovations which are happening in the field of governance. Today, we are having an eminent speaker with us. He is Mr. P. Narahari. He is an IS officer and he is the Commissioner of Urban Administration and Development, Government of Madhya Pradesh. Welcome, Narahari ji. Thanks for joining us here.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the great opportunity that you have given me, Dr. Gupta. I'm really pleased to be here on ELET's platform.
Thank you. And before we get into the discussions, and the discussion topic is around challenges in urban governance in times of Corona and the way forward in urban spectrum. This is the major topic of our discussion. And before I do that, before we start the discussions, I will give a brief intro about our eminent speaker. Mr. Narahari is a well accomplished and well-known officer, IS officer in the MP, Madhya Pradesh, and he has written two books, Who Owns Mau and The Making of Ladli Lakshmi Yojana. The latter concerns the Ladli Lakshmi Yojana, an initiative of the government of Madhya Pradesh planned by Mr. Narahari, which later inspired Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao Yojana. He also wrote the song Ho Halla, which was sung by Shan. And in 2020, he started the program called Swachhata Ke Sur, which is under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan to make people aware, which included Bollywood singers like Shan, Shankar Mahadevan, Javed Ali, Payal Dev, etc. And after serving as Revenue Secretary of Government of MP, Mr. Narahari is posted as Managing Director of Madhya Pradesh State Cooperative Marketing Federation and as Commissioner Urban Administration Development Department, Government of Madhya Pradesh. And he also holds the charge as Vice Chancellor of the Makhan Lal Chaturvedi National University of Journalism and Communication. So with this intro, I welcome Narahari ji again. And the first question which I am going to ask him is about the challenges which the COVID-19 situation posed to the urban department and how the department has handled the pre-lockdown scenario and the post-lockdown scenario and the overall responsibilities which have increased on the department after the COVID-19 situation. Another reason, please.
Yeah, I mean, see, this whole crisis of COVID-19 has been an unprecedented situation when it comes to India and the world. Most of us, and in fact, last 100 years, we haven't seen such kind of situation. Especially what we only read now is that the Spanish flu was the last thing that really affected the entire world in such a pandemic kind of situation. So I was also parallelly holding the public relations department of the secretary post till recently, and along with urban administration department's post. Now, what we need to understand is that the most important thing that we did in administration for the state government of Madhya Pradesh during this crisis, the beginning of crisis, during the crisis, and the crisis actually taking a upward curve, and possibly now there's going to be a dip, there's going to be a drop, and then subsequently it's going to go away. So the most important thing that we did in the last 45 to 50 days was creating a communication strategy. What should be the best communication strategy during this entire process of COVID crisis? The stakeholders who are all part of this entire thing needs to know whether it is citizens, whether it is the health officials, the paramedical staff, and especially when it comes to delivering departments like urban administration, the sanitation workers, the civic societies, NGOs, public representatives. So every set of people need to know what exactly is happening. And any pandemic should never create panic. It should only create awareness. This is the motto of this was the motto and is the motto of the state government of Madhya Pradesh as of now, that no panic, only awareness, so that each and every stakeholder behaves appropriately and contributes accordingly during this entire pandemic situation and come out of this entire crisis. When it comes to urban administration, I can share you the document that we have created, the communication strategy that actually we evolved for Madhya Pradesh. I can share with ELETS and you can show it to our viewers. But most importantly, when it comes to urban administration, because I'm holding the commissioner charge, there were three important aspects, the challenges I would say that we actually tried to understand and cover during this entire crisis. First one is the behavioral aspects. When it comes to behavioral aspects, as I have mentioned to you, creating awareness among the urban citizens, that was the most important thing that we did during this entire thing. Motivating officials across all levels to fight the global pandemic, and media management, that's what I mentioned to you, that these are the three things when it comes to behavioral aspects. One has to behave appropriately according to the situation, not panic. Not only one needs to create awareness for oneself, but also for one's own family members, friends, and the community at large. The second most important thing is the administrative things that we tried to handle during this entire period of, the crisis and I'm very happy to say that across the country and worldwide, you see, if there are 4 to 5 organizations which have gained deep respect, one among them is the urban administration and more importantly, the sanitation workers. The way sanitation workers have contributed, have done immense service during this entire crisis, have gained deep, deep respect for each one of them. And we salute as COVID warriors to all these sanitation workers. So managing the solid waste that is generated. See, we all need to remember during this entire crisis, nobody is allowed to come out of their containment zones, their residential areas. So the only interaction that was happening between the citizens and the government was the sanitation workers. So the sanitation workers, the door-to-door collection of solid waste and the semi-liquid and liquid waste. Apart from that, the most important thing that the Indore model, which has been now copied by Surat, Ahmedabad, or most of the cities which are badly affected, is door-to-door delivery of vegetables is, and medicines also to a large extent, is one of the best things that the urban administration has done in Madhya Pradesh. So there has not even been a single day where there was a crisis, where there was hue and cry from people that we are not getting fruits, vegetables, or essential commodities. So apart from managing the solid waste, the other important thing that urban administration did was, doing this door-to-door of important and essential services, essential goods. Monitoring and tracking the infected areas. Again, I have to mention from the administration point of view, it was only the sanitation workers and the municipal staff, along with whom the health workers used to go into the affected areas. And before the health workers or paramedical staff, anybody reached that place, the entire place was sanitized by the sanitation workers, So to that extent, the urban administration was heavily involved. Citizen grievance management, it was another very, very important thing that I would say that as a part of administration that was very much being taken care of, apart from the supply of drinking water and the regular administration that we try to do. So this is the second part of the thing that we have actually been doing. And the third part of the story is coordination with other agencies within and outside the state. Interdepartmental coordination, I should say, is one of the most important things to ensure that there is minimum crisis, minimum hue and cry, and minimum suffering amongst the people. So, as I've mentioned to you, that urban administration I mean, it's urban administration is like the trunk of the tree of the entire administration. You know, various branches of other departments of the administration are interlinked with urban administration during this entire crisis.
Sure. If you look at the situation all over the country in various districts, like we have been reading about in the media about the sudden pressure which the urban administration was uh, had to handle due to the crisis. Like there were like door-to-door delivery of essential services and essential food items. The helping the like overall the city in the management of the containment zones, tracking of the COVID patients, so that the so all those additional responsibilities arrived in the on the heads of the urban administrators. So how did this additional responsibilities were handled, and how did the staff get motivated? How did you use things like IT or apps in like these situations, if you want to talk about those steps?
See, this is a very good question that you have mentioned. See, the major difference between crisis or pandemic of or an epidemic of this kind that happened earlier and now is availability of IT at our disposal as on today. IT and IT has enabled, IT has actually enabled us to ensure that we take this whole situation in our hands and try to handle these things in a proper way. So, at the urban administration level, I'm very happy to say that the state administration has entrusted urban administration to set up a state level call center at Bhopal to take calls from the citizens, public representatives, from the all stakeholders or the affected parties also. So we have the Smart City Bhopal office in Bhopal. As you're aware, the Smart Cities initiative. So now we have the control and command centers in all the smart cities. So Bhopal Smart City turned out to be a boon for us during this crisis. The entire control command center was converted into the crisis for the crisis management of this whole pandemic. So the call center that was established, the phone calls that we actually were receiving to the extent of 2 lakh to 3 lakh calls per day from within Madhya Pradesh. So urban administration, raised to the occasion to manage this entire crisis. So one, establishing the call center, converting the Triple C into the crisis management center for this entire period. And apart from that, the state government, including the chief minister, the chief secretary, everybody turned on to video conferencing like the way we are doing today to reach out to people. So within the administration, the state crisis management group converted themselves into a video conferencing mode and talking at several points of time during the entire day, trying to manage this entire crisis. Most importantly, initially when we had seen calls from citizens, mostly, if there were issues pertaining to COVID, later on, as you understand, the labor crisis which actually emerged was again handled by entire urban administration of Madhya Pradesh here. So we had about 4 lakh laborers who were spread out in different parts of the country, in different states. So collection of the entire database of these 4 lakh laborers outside Madhya Pradesh and almost about 1 lakh laborers within Madhya Pradesh, their transportation, their movement, their ensuring that they are getting food and other items on a per day basis. Everything was IT, was a solution provided by an IT tool. And apart from this, as I mentioned to you, we tied up with Facebook and WhatsApp, WhatsApp chatbot, and the Jansampark Madhya Pradesh page was converted into COVID-19 crisis management, dissemination of information Facebook page after discussions with Facebook. So I would say that in every possible way, IT was absolutely used for different and variety of purposes in order to actually fight this crisis. Health Department of Madhya Pradesh. We have this IT Department of Madhya Pradesh, which helped the health department in ensuring that each and every sample that has been taken is tracked from the day it was taken till the day actually the person is if it is found positive, he is actually treated and he goes back home. So the entire the solution which has been developed by the IT department of Madhya Pradesh for the health department has come very, very handy. So today I would say that IT is one of the most important tools that we have used to fight this entire COVID crisis.
Sure. What are, like, as you have mentioned about IT and how it was used in this situation, I will move to the overall, like, where do we go forward from here? What are the lessons learned, and how the COVID uh, numbers are still growing, and we are now opening up the country. That partial opening up is happening in terms of some of the services, some of the offices, factories are getting open, and which is going to push next level of challenges to जान और जहान के बीच का जो balance है वो हमें जो maintain करना होगा. So how do you see the role of urban administration in maintaining this balance between Jan and Jahan?
As the Prime Minister laid out his vision for this entire period and subsequently in the coming days, so also the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh has laid out clearly, very specifically, what are the areas where we need to focus during this entire period and way forward. So what we are seeing today is a reverse migration which is happening back to the towns and villages. So if I talk about towns, most of the reverse migration or people coming back to their homes, ultimately we will see that there is going to be very little work in villages if we really see. So the entire burden has to be handled by the urban local bodies. It's going to be the cities which will have to handle the entire reverse migration which is happening. So for Madhya Pradesh, what we are trying to do is, the most important thing that we are trying to handle is how to give employment to these migrants who have come back to their homes and who are going to be reaching the cities, nearby cities from their villages for work. So the government of India is actually, in consultation with the state governments, is trying to understand and trying to give us solutions to us as to how National Urban Livelihood Mission, NULM, can be used as a very good platform to create employment opportunities in the urban areas. So there are going to be two kinds of employment when we talk here. There's going to be the reverse migration which has happened, and the people that the people who are unemployed who need employment. That's the first part of the story. The second part of the story, unfortunately, is going to be all those companies, all those the skilled laborers who have been working in some company or the other will be laid off. People will be, in a way, people will be removed from their jobs because of this COVID crisis. So there's going to be huge unemployment created. That's what we are trying to see. That's what Government of India and Government of Madhya Pradesh is actually letting us know, that there's going to be unemployment for the skilled workers, unemployment for those people who are going to be thrown out of their companies and factories. So these are the two set of people for which we are trying to create solutions in Madhya Pradesh, especially in the urban administration. So this is huge distress management that we are actually going to see, that we are going to do. And the recent, very recent announcements by Government of India, especially by the Finance Minister of the country, that there's going to be a huge amount of, there's going to be huge amount of input, or there's going to be a lot of scope that is going to be inbuilt into schemes like National Urban Renewal Mission, Swachh Bharat Mission, or the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. So we are seeing these are the three areas where one, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, where the urban in the urban local bodies where the house construction stopped due to this crisis will be revived, and we are going to create employment through this scheme. Swachh Bharat Mission is going to be another big area where we can employ a lot of skilled laborers, or where we can put more unemployed people or people to ensure how they can support us in the way forward in the coming days. Apart from that, as I've mentioned to you, DNULM, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, the National Urban Livelihood Mission is going to be another big area where we are going to tie up with banks and ensure that there is going to be employment, self-employment and employment generation which is going to be created. The fourth area which the state government and even government of India is looking at is a lot of push in the MSME sector, the micro and small and medium scale industries. And this sector, I would say, is the right area where government of India has identified where there is going to be huge push to ensure both banking or non-banking sectors create a lot of employment, there's a lot of scope which is being created, which will ensure that in the coming days, the unemployment situation is taken care of.
Great. I'm happy to note that there is so many uh, aspects to the urban unemployment which the urban administration department is going to look at, and it's a great news for all our viewers actually. Uh, One of the questions which everyone is asking after the COVID is that there is increased attention of citizens on the environment, that pollution, the air pollution, the water pollution, the waste management, and people are thinking that there has to be perhaps much larger focus on this one, having friendly cities or pedestrian cities to reduce pollution. People are much more aware. So are you seeing that any emphasis will happen after the COVID situation on these aspects in a bigger way?
As Prime Minister of our country and also my Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh have been repeatedly saying that every crisis also brings some opportunity. So this crisis should be seen from that point of view as to how this crisis is enabling us to look at creating positive opportunities, positive solutions. And I would say that citizens are very, very perfect in thinking as to how the environmental issues shall be handled, the air, water quality, what are the aspects on which we all need to work in order to ensure that we have better life in coming days. So like what we are trying to look at in Madhya Pradesh, I would say, Swachh Bharat Mission. In Madhya Pradesh, we have done a good amount of work. We have had many innovations that we brought in during the Swachh Bharat Mission, the Swachh Sarvekshan 2020. Especially last year, we have done some remarkable kind of work when it comes to biomethanization, bioremediation and biomethanization, creating a positive environment to ensure that the door-to-door collection, segregation, and the final disposal of the waste. So these are the three aspects on which I would say Madhya Pradesh has been a pioneer, and Indore is a kind of model for the entire country. So what we are trying to do is that we are sending a proposal to Government of India that the Indore model of ensuring management of the solid and liquid waste has to be replicated in all the towns of Madhya Pradesh, and for which we have also required for some budgetary allocation also. I would say that today, I mean, the way Indore has been able to take up, handle the solid and liquid waste management, we hardly need any open sites where we have to dump the final wastage. So we have been inching towards zero solid waste and zero liquid waste, liquid waste. So that is the kind of situation we have been inching towards, and that is where the model lies. That is where replication lies. That is where we all need to come in to ensure that the entire solid and liquid waste of the city has to be handled in such a way and scientifically handled in such a way that we create positive models and solutions in this particular direction.
One of the pillars which the Honorable Prime Minister mentioned in his address recently was that pillar of technology-based systems. He mentioned that India will look at introducing more technology-based systems so that our processes become more efficient and India will grow faster. Do you see that another bigger emphasis on the urban, like IT-based system for urban management will get a more push after COVID?
Absolutely. See that. Again, as I've mentioned, Honorable Prime Minister vision, and again, when we talk about opportunities continuously, when we talk about opportunities, I would see that this is a great opportunity for all of us, especially in the urban sector. I would like to mention how leveraging technology for capacity building and monitoring that we are looking at post this crisis. So what we are looking at is leveraging technology-based solutions for continuous live monitoring, contingency planning, and risk mitigation. This is the thing that we are looking at. And as I've mentioned to you, the control and command centers are going to be the places. I mean, the new address for any city is going to be the CCC. That's going to be the new address, I would say. Capacity building of urban officials on disaster management, planning and monitoring of urban infrastructure is another area that we are also looking at when it comes to leveraging technology. Developing robust system of dashboarding and reporting for easy management in similar situations. Now, this aspect that we all have to understand is the COVID pandemic has taught us how to live during the crisis. This is what every one of us has now become acquainted with. Now, there are going to be, hopefully there are not going to be similar situations in future, but now we know how an evil is going to be. Prior to the COVID crisis, we didn't know how the evil looked like. Now we know how the evil looks like. Now we know the various parts of that particular COVID, where it's going to be its head, where it's going to be its trunk, where it's going to be hands and legs. Now we know how the evil looks like. So now the citizens and everybody now understands, why we need to have clean environment, why we need to have clean air and water quality, why there was such a huge emphasis on the Swachh Bharat mission. So when I look at all these things, technology is going to be, IT is the one which is going to provide single solution to all these aspects. And I would say from tomorrow onwards, you would see that there are going to be more and more citizens asking officials like us and asking us why we are not having a better environment quality, why we are not being given a better water quality. So I would say that this is an opportunity once again for all of us to ensure that we create better facilities, a better environment, water, air quality in the urban areas.
Sure. Let me take some questions which the audience are asking, and it is on your screen if you can also look at it. So there are some questions on the chat box and some questions in the Q&A box. So and some of it, like you have addressed it. So there is a, I think, generic question called, as now gradually things will start moving. So what is the broader plan to manage these many more affairs. Let me take like a few other questions and then you can combine it. How cities will get labor after open lockdown? Uh, I believe many of the IT-enabled solutions worked. There is this question that how do you plan to support urban poor in these times of crisis? And how would you describe the role of the urban local bodies in the pandemic situation in the Madhya Pradesh? There is a question around progress of construction of houses under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. And there is a question around any mechanism to connect migrant labor with nearby construction company in order to cope up with the situation, as construction company is not having labor to complete the project. So as the labor will not work in the near future in the villages. So if like you can combine some of the questions and maybe want to address.
Absolutely. I think the concern raised by the participants is absolutely correct, especially the urban poor. The urban labor is the most important question that everybody has been raising. Like I have mentioned to you that I have mentioned in my discussion that the reverse migration which has happened and the urban unemployment that the reverse migration is creating is one of the most important aspects that we need to handle at this point of time. So as I have mentioned to you, the state government of Madhya Pradesh, on the directions of the government of India, what we are trying to do is, I have mentioned to you how PMAY, the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the NULM, the National Urban Livelihood Mission, the Swachh Bharat Mission, construction activities from various, whether it is from Amrut or from all kinds of the funds that we give to urban local bodies. The most important focus that we are trying to do as of now is how to ensure that the reverse migration that has happened, how one, they themselves will go to the nearby cities, number one. And number two, how we can ensure that they get employment in the nearest town that they have come back to their home villages. So exactly this is the area that we are working on, and in urban administration of Madhya Pradesh, we have some plans that we have devised to ensure that this aspect is largely taken care of. Under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban, we have already started, only 3 days back, Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh sanctioned about 13,500 new houses for the urban poor. And we have sent about 135 crores into their accounts only 3-4 days back. So there's a huge push that we are trying to do, that if there is construction activity which starts in the urban areas, automatically the urban, the migrants who have come, the reverse migration that has happened, people who have come back to their villages or people who have come back to their towns, especially the laborers, they immediately get some kind of work in their nearby towns or the towns in which they live in. So various schemes pertaining to the government of Madhya Pradesh and the government of India have already been started, I would say. And we are also ensuring that there is no problem when it comes to material flow to these towns, like a need for sand or need for gitti or need for bricks. None of these things are affected. That also we are trying to ensure.
There is a question regarding the transportation systems, like does mass urban transportation is vastly affected? Number one, public will avoid due to the transmission fears. People may avoid the public transport systems, and public transportation systems may run on loss basis, and because they have to like maintain social distancing, the number of passengers they can accommodate will reduce, and the use of private vehicles may arise because of the fear of the transmission. So what's your view on the urban transportation, the public transportation?
So this is a reality. I would say this is a reality that we all have to live for some time now. See, public transportation. If let's say city like Indore having city transport services, if I have say a 50-seater bus, I'll be able to make only 25 people sit in the bus. You know, this is the reality, and at least for coming 3 months, we will have to ensure that this kind of transportation will begin once the lockdown period the lockdown is removed. Maybe lockdown 4.0. That's what we are thinking. That's what we are hoping that after May 18th, we are going to see that public transportation will be open to a limited extent. Yes, there are going to be losses. That's for sure, because when it comes to the per kilometer analysis that we do when it comes in the urban transportation sector, we are going to have a 50% minimum of 50% losses in the urban transportation sector. This is the area that already the state government is working on, and to an extent, public transport, as we all know, public transport is always subsidized. So, and viability gap funding methodologies that we have adopted to run the public transport in most parts of Madhya Pradesh, we will have to ensure that we increase the viability gap funding. And apart from that, the huge losses that are going to be coming up because of this COVID crisis will be borne by the state government.
Sure. There is again a similar question on the finances. Will urban department face financial issues because of COVID-19?
Yeah, definitely. See, as far as revenues are concerned, already we have a huge dip in the revenues that we had, especially March ending. We have had problems. We had a huge revenue loss in the month of March and April, and now May. 2 months. The last 2 months of April and May also, we have had very meager revenues in the state of Madhya Pradesh in the urban local bodies. But yes, the state government has assured us that the losses will be looked into, the revenue losses will be looked into. At the same time, when it comes to implementation of agencies, the state government is pretty sure that there will not be any insufficiency as far as funds is concerned.
There is another question which has come on the social media. Someone is asking you that government has asked about becoming Atmanirbhar, and how does that concept apply in the urban local bodies? Will you encourage more Indian companies, more Indian startups to work with you?
Absolutely. This is again I have mentioned that we are seeing this as an opportunity. We are seeing this as an opportunity for startups. We are seeing this as an opportunity for the local, homemade, and especially the sectors where we have been buying goods and services from foreign companies will all be transferred to the indigenous companies and factories. So definitely, this is an opportunity. This is as I mentioned in the initial part of the story, the MSME sector, the huge push that is being given to the MSME sector by the government of India. That's what has been announced by the finance minister of the country, and that's what the state chief minister of Madhya Pradesh is also very keen on, to ensure that the local MSME sector flourishes now and henceforth.
One of the last question I'm going to ask you about, that you are again and again talking about opportunities. PM also has mentioned about opportunities. From you are managing the overall in the Madhya Pradesh, so many urban local bodies which have good amount of budget every year. How this crisis can be converted by the by your urban local bodies and the urban department into an opportunity, one for the startups, one for the MSME, other for the citizens itself, and also for the employees of the urban local bodies, that they convert this into a this challenge into an opportunity. So a last question about opportunities for each of us, which can inspire all of
Yeah,
us.
absolutely. I would say that each one of us, uh, as we have seen this unprecedented pandemic during our lifetime, this is the time when we need to, number one, be confident about living these times, and similar times to come. Whenever we are not going to panic, we are going to be more aware of these kind of situations, and we'll be more prepared in future whenever these kind of situations are going to come up. When it comes to urban local bodies and urban administration, as I've mentioned, urban local bodies have done tremendous work during this entire COVID crisis and have earned deep respect. Especially the sanitation workers have done such a tremendous job during this entire crisis. Now, how to ensure that the capacity building that has happened during these times, we we take this forward, and to ensure whether it is solid and liquid waste management of the cities, or whether it is going to be creating a better environment when it comes to actual climatic conditions or air and water quality in cities. And this is where the huge challenge that we are going to face in coming days, when citizens are going to be more and more aware, and citizens are going to ask questions at the officials why they don't deserve better environment and better air and water qualities. So I'm very sure at this point of time, I'm very, very sure that IT and this and the crisis that actually has taught us how to live up to the expectations of the public citizens, and the public representatives, and also the civic societies. So I'm very sure that all of us will contribute, all of us will come up with new ideas and innovations, and will ensure that in the coming days we create a better society than what we have been living till now.
Sure. One important question, which is like come on the social media, and like I think I should ask you that many people asking that you have mentioned that smart cities have played a very important role, the IEEE, but not all cities have those smart city facilities. So people are asking that how will these like non-smart cities uh, can come up with the level of the smart cities? How
As
will
I have mentioned, as I have been speaking to you, at least what I'm looking at in coming days in Madhya Pradesh, at least the way the 7 smart cities of Madhya Pradesh have lived up to, have raised to the occasion. What I'm seeing is either we connect the nearby towns to the triple C centers that already we are having, or we come up with triple C centers in most of the cities. In most of the cities, at least with 1 lakh plus population, we will have to actually create these centers in order to ensure that in the coming days we are very well prepared for any kind of such crisis.
Great. So we end this conversation here, and before we end here, just asking you, Narahari, that ILETS has taken this initiative in these challenging times to connect with our senior officials across the country and ask them that how are they dealing with the crisis. Your views and suggestions on this initiative of ILETS, please.
I really appreciate the initiative that ELETS has taken, and as I have come to know through you that you are taking up similar kind of webinars with senior officials, with people who are specialists in their own fields, and trying to disseminate information, trying to let know as to what is happening across various sectors in this country and in this world. And I'm very, very happy, and this is a very positive way of using IT uh, during these crisis situations. And as I've mentioned, the best thing to do during this entire crisis is creating awareness, and that's what ELETS is doing, and I salute you for this kind of initiative.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद नरेश जी, and thank you all the audience for being here. Thank you all the audience on Facebook also. And if you have liked this interaction, I will request each of you to please like and share this, so that the good work which the Madhya Pradesh Urban Department is doing in these challenging times reaches to a lot more people, and there is much more awareness and positivity which is spreads in the people in these times. With this, stay home, stay safe, and namaskar to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.